All right,
We're back.
we're here for the
I'm eating Chinese food and donuts.
Extreme Rules prediction. And let's just get started, I guess. It's our pre-show. Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin.
In a no disqualification match.
Yeah, that's pretty shit for the first match. Like, really, Vince? Like, seriously.
How about
Third time seeing
Yeah.
Ziggler Corbin.
how about
And no DQ match. That's the same thing as an Extreme Rules match, a no-holds-barred match, a no DQ match. They're all the same. It's
they
so
should get
stupid.
rid of those classifications? Should
Yeah.
just be one thing.
Like, just call it Extreme Rules and leave it at that. Don't call it no DQ, Extreme Rules. You know, it's
Shouldn't
stupid.
every single one of these matches have extreme rules?
Yeah.
I don't know how extreme no disqualification is.
Yeah, but the only thing that's good is at least almost every single match at least has a stipulation to it. Like, if they're not going to do every single match that is going to be an Extreme Rules match, I think they each should have a stipulation at least.
I would like a match that had a stipulation that said, instead of no disqualification, should be like no collar and elbows. Oh, wait a minute. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, because...
No suplexes. Wait a minute. They don't do that
No,
anymore.
they
You
do.
know why? Because it's not wrestling anymore.
No
It's
DDTs, oh, wait, they
sports
still do that.
entertainment.
Yeah. It's been like that for like 20 years now. It's so
How
stupid.
about if they change it to wrestling entertainment? That might be a good name for it.
Yeah, it doesn't... It's in the fucking name.
Entertaining wrestling.
It's in the name. World Wrestling Entertainment. Come on, Vince.
Yeah, Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler.
Getting back to the match, I'm going Baron
Again.
Corbin. On
Is this the
one.
third pre-show?
Yeah.
Second pre-show, and the first one was on TV, right?
No, first one was on a Monday Night Raw.
Right.
Second one was on the pre-show of last month's pay-per-view, and now pre-show on this month.
And what's the count on this? It's 1-1, right?
No, Ziggler won twice,
Oh, you won both?
I think.
Well, then Corbin's been eliminated, and you should get his ass out of the business.
He's like 31 or something, too. He doesn't even look it, but he looks older. Anyway,
He's boring.
I'm going boring Corbin, Baron Corbin this time.
And a
'Cause
no
he's got-
DQ match?
Yeah, because he's going to pull some bullshit.
I say it's going to be Dolph Ziggler.
Because I'm going Corbin because I think Vince is trying to bury Ziggler because Ziggler's contract's almost up. And especially what happened recently in the wrestling news of his brother murdering somebody and going
Baron
to jail.
Corbin?
No, Ziggler.
Oh,
So-
Ziggy. Yeah, that's right.
So I think it's going to be Corbin because Vince is punishing Ziggler.
That'd be pretty fucked up if you lose your push again because your brother got convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right, now let's
would
go
suck.
on to
Usos versus the
the-
Club.
basically now it's not called the Usos, it's called the Bloodline.
And
versus,
slow down, this is an extreme tornado tag team match.
And because we're not the WWE, Carl Anderson Gallows are the Bullet Club, not the Club.
Halabajat.
So, Tornado Tag Team match, I think I'm going with the Club on this one.
I'm going to go... Yeah, I'll probably go the Club too, because I think
Because what
I
I
want to
think
kind of set the tone for the evening that
that
the Club's
the
going
Club's
to win
going to be,
everything.
yeah.
We know Roman Reigns is going to keep the freaking belt again.
Yeah, but because also the Club's kicked the Usos' asses like 3 times on Monday Night Raw even.
Well,
So-
it really comes down to the a tornado tag match.
With no weapons because it's, Vince.
Exactly. How extreme is a standard tornado
That's
tag
what's
match?
going to be stupid is because, watch, as soon as someone... Because they're going to have rope breaks and they're going to have fucking countouts, which is going to be fucking stupid, in a tornado tag match. But I'm going the Club.
It should be a decent mid-card kind of tag match. I think the Club will win because they want to set the tone for the
Yeah.
night. But other than that, it's pretty much a completely boring storyline and a boring match.
Okay.
And it's not extreme for a tornado tag match. I mean, a thumbtack tornado tag match. That's extreme.
Flaming table match.
Maybe put fire around the rings and thumbtacks on the mat. That's an extreme
That's a death
tornado
match.
tag match.
That's a Japanese
Well, it's
death
pretty
match.
extreme.
Yeah. Barbed wire ropes as well.
There you go. Get your face ripped open like Sabu.
And light the announcer's table on fire while we're at it. Especially so the way Cole gets burnt. Everybody hates Cole.
Jimmy and Jay.
Anyway,
Jimmy and Jay and Kyle and Luke.
let's go to the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship match.
And
The
it's-
Miz is the Intercontinental Champion. Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn.
They should really change the name of this pay-per-view from Extreme Rules, because I'm looking at the card, to Stipulation Match.
Stipulation rules.
Stipulation Match rules. Because that's all it is. There's
I
nothing
know.
Extreme Rule. Well, there's one Extreme Rules match.
The main event.
And what the hell's an Extreme Rules match?
Basically a hardcore match.
So anything goes.
Except,
So wouldn't that be a no disqualification match?
yeah, basically.
Okay.
See, they're all. I
following
already
along.
explained this in the beginning that no DQ, Extreme Rules, Hardcore, all the same.
They're only different because we named them.
Yeah.
Unless they're allowed to bleed in an Extreme Rules match. Maybe they were getting clearance for that.
Probably not.
Somebody,
It's
you're
Vince.
allowed to bleed. One guy can
First
blade
blood.
himself.
First blood.
Oh, we need one of those matches. I always want to see a Divas First Blood match. That'd be awesome.
That's called Watch TNA.
Oh, she falls off the top rope. Banged her head on the corner of the stairs.
Knocked herself out.
Somebody should really check her out and see if she's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Fatal 4-Way.
Fatal 4-Way. The Miz, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn.
I think WWE.
Well, I don't think the Miz is going to walk out with the title.
Yeah. I think they're. I don't know who they're exactly going to be backing because it seems like they're backing between Zayn and Owens. I think one of those two's going to win because I think that they're going to start feuding again.
Well, I think the plan would probably to put Sami Zayn and
Zayn
Owens at SummerSlam for the title or
Zayn
something.
is probably going to. I'm going to go with Sami Zayn because they've been teasing it on Raw. And I think Zayn's going to win, and then they're going to do something and push for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I think it'll be a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens at SummerSlam for the title.
The only
But I
thing
think-
is who's going to be the champion.
They'll have to build Sami Zayn as the underdog. So I say Kevin
So,
Owens
yeah.
wins it, holds it for a couple months, and then Sami Zayn's built to win it then. So, but Miz is boring.
Yeah,
Get
Miz
him off
doesn't.
TV. Cesaro.
The only reason why Miz is good right now is because Maurice is there. That's it.
Hey, and I'm not going to argue with that.
Okay. The title nobody cares about. The United States title.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the heavyweight title.
No, because that's a prestigious title. Just the champion we hate.
Oh.
Kalisto versus Rusev. Like we haven't seen this before. I'm going Rusev. Kalisto's not going to leave with the title because Cena's coming back. You know what that means.
USA champs. Gotta get his
Cena
spot
versus
back.
Ruru again.
Cena's got to get his mid-card spot back.
Either that or he's going to face Roman. But that would be Vince's dream match right there. That's WrestleMania 33, ladies and gentlemen.
Rusev wins this one. Should be able to win. As long as he doesn't complain about how much money he's making.
By the way, this is the only match on the card without a stipulation.
Yeah, well, no, it is. It says it right there. It's a singles match.
That's a regular match, so technically it's not a stipulation.
It's an extreme regular match.
Oh!
You've got this big powerhouse versus this little tiny Mexican.
Then you
mosquito.
find out Rusev fucking rips Kalisto's head off.
Well, like I said, as long as he
Yeah.
doesn't complain about how much money he's getting paid,
Like, Ryback.
he should be able to win this match, get the title, and they'll build for some more exciting storylines featuring Rusev.
Now,
It's almost like
yeah.
they brought him into the League of Nations. That angle didn't work at all, so now they're just like, oh, hit the fucking reset button.
Yeah, the thing is the League of Nations was working. You have to have Sheamus or someone hold the title for it to work.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because League of Nations was more or less brought together to protect Sheamus's title, Sheamus being champion. So that's why it has to work with someone being a champion for a good heel faction.
any stable that the
With one guy as a singles champion.
well, no, any stable that is like the I
Heel?
can't think of the word right now.
Antagonist?
No, it's the Four Horsemen is the catalyst for that, and that's what the model. That's it. So a stable of four, the model planogram or whatever is, you got to have your world champion leading the group.
Then you got to
have
the
somebody
tag
that's in a
champs,
contention for the IC or the mid card championship,
and then the one,
and then you have
two
the other
that are
two
going
as
to
the
the
tag teams. I mean, that's if you're going to create a dominating force team of four people, that's what has to happen.
Yeah,
But they never even tried to get that faction off the ground. So, but it's amazing that they're just going to stick Rusev right back where we found him. And meanwhile, in the United
Divas
States Championship match, so Rusev wins.
I'm going Rusev. Divas Championship match that nobody gives a shit about because it was poorly built. And we've already seen this match like 5 times now. Submission match for the WWE Women's Championship, it's now called. And if Ric Flair's banned from ringside, but if Ric Flair gets involved, Charlotte loses the title.
So that means that the WWE can't afford to pay an appearance fee for Ric Flair.
Well, wait, did you see the contract signing last week?
No.
On Monday. Flair was on a drunk tirade. He looked drunk, and he was like threatening to wrestle Shane McMahon. And he was doing the whole thing where he takes his coat off and he starts yelling and doing his strut. So I think Flair is probably somehow going to get involved, like the ref's going to get knocked out. Flair's going to come out. They're going to cheat or something. Like Flair's hiding under the ring or something.
I don't know. If you think about his behavior over the last couple weeks, months, even.
Yeah, because it started with the
even when we went to the SmackDown taping,
Yeah.
he said some pretty weird shit.
Yeah,
So-
look it up. They basically told Natalia and Brett both to kill themselves. So
And
Flair's gone off.
I mean,
the
his
deep end.
behavior's been kind of weird. So maybe they're finding a way to keep him off TV.
So
I
that
don't
way
know. He might not be there at
like JR got fired for not controlling Ric Flair. So
all. Wow, can anybody control Ric Flair?
I know.
The liquor, no.
No, that makes it worse. So Charlotte versus Natalia.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Natalia's gonna put over Charlotte. Charlotte's gonna keep the title, and Charlotte's gonna win clean.
It depends who's the ref. Is it Little Nate?
No,
Little Nate.
I think they're not making it Little Nate. But though the only thing is they're looking like they're gonna back Natalia and give Natalia the title one more time before she retires.
Well, she's never had the women's championship. That's the big thing. So
She had the Divas Championship.
I think she should get a title shot. Well, they're gonna want to put it on her at some point, so she can have it. But whether or not it's now, I don't know.
I think Charlotte's gonna be still champion. So I'm gonna go Charlotte wins cleanly, not like a heel.
Cheating.
Cleanly.
I'll say Natalia will win this one.
Cleanly or cheating? Because we find out Bret Hart comes
Bret
back.
Hart can come to the ringside
Well,
if
he
he's
feels like it.
if he wants to. I mean,
Yeah.
if he has a desire to, maybe he
I
can
have
show up.
I have no desire to show
I
up
have
to payback.
no desire to be.
But he was at the pay-per-view last month, so
Well, because he signed a contract,
Yeah.
so
he's getting that
just because you don't like it doesn't
merch money.
Yeah, merch money.
And okay,
Did they sell Bret Hart T-shirts at the pay-per-view?
I think
They
so.
must have.
They had to have. So I'm going Charlotte. You're going Natalia. Next one, the Tag Team Championship match: New Day versus the Vaudevillains.
Vaudevillains. I'm gonna get it right this time.
Who are you
I think
going
New
for?
Day's gonna win. New Day will win again. Vaudevillains. I don't know. They're not. I don't think they're.
Tag material.
Well, like I said before, I think they're
This was
better off.
originally-
They could be better off.
If you watch
separate.
Payback, they were gonna push for Enzo and Cass until Enzo got knocked out. So as you can see from the match, it was supposed to be Enzo and Cass versus New Day. So that'd be a completely different story. But Enzo got knocked out. He's out for a few weeks. So they had to put Vaudevillains in.
Yeah, I don't see this.
Because I think what they're gonna do is New Day's gonna be win. They're gonna win, and they're gonna push for the big match at SummerSlam. Enzo and Cass versus New Day.
Yeah, it's not exactly a match that I would sit there and say, oh my God, either one of these guys could win this. I mean, it just looks like...
New Day's going to win again.
Well, again, the Vaudevillains really...
They were NXT Tag Champs, but that's...
Yeah, but they're heels, and I don't think they've gotten over with the crowd yet.
Yeah.
I think the crowd would rather see Enzo and Cass in this match, and if that match was happening, Enzo and Cass versus New Day, then I'd be kind of going, wow, this would be a really good match to watch.
I'm going New Day.
So I'd say New Day. And
now,
Time Machine.
Now, here we go. The People's Champion. Oh, yeah. Ambrose and Jericho. What the fuck is an Asylum match? It looks stupid. It's stupid because it's basically a steel cage with just weapons over the thing. The weapons aren't even attached to the cage. They're dangling over, so that means you have to climb up just to grab a weapon. That's stupid. Do what TNA does or something.
But do you have to pin the guy to win, or can you escape by going over the top?
That I don't know.
If I got to the top and I was thinking, do I grab a trash can or win the match? I'm going to go win the match.
I have a better concept for this match. You do it TNA style, where they do the whole, how TNA did Lethal Lockdown, which is, they took a steel cage, but except for instead of it being multiple people, because it used to be like War Games where, it's like War Games where more than one person would come out,
right.
And then when everybody was in, then you're allowed to win. That's the same concept that on the Lethal Lockdown, but the difference is as soon as everybody got in, it was in a steel cage. A roof would lower down with weapons hanging from it, and you could only win by pinfall or submission. So, and that would be a better version of the Asylum match if you do, but in a one-on-one environment instead of it being like multiple people, and it's just a top over the cage with the weapons dangling down. That would be better, and you can only win by pin or submission. And they actually lock the door. And they lock it and throw away the key. So, Asylum match is really...
I can't wait to see what they do with the...
With Mitch. Mitch 2.0 is in the match.
Straight jacket that's up there. I mean, as a weapon, that's no better than a strap. I did like the mop they had hanging.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
With a broom.
At least everybody forgot about that fucking gimmick. Oh, no, it's Moppy.
Moppy. Oh, yeah, that's
Perry Saturn.
Perry Saturn's mop. Remember he lost Moppy?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't find him.
That was his, punishment gimmick. Because he broke a guy's neck. Because he was sandbagging Perry Saturn.
Is that anything like teabag?
No, sandbagging is when you go completely limp and you don't, help your partner at all.
Oh.
Your opponent.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Because, Perry Saturn was taking this jobber and he was going to powerbomb him, and he wouldn't, and he just let Perry Saturn pick him up dead weight and dropped him on his head.
Oh, well.
So.
If you're going to sandbag,
yeah,
that's going to happen.
So, I think they're going to use the straitjacket like Jericho's going to beat the shit out of Ambrose, tie him up in the straitjacket, and then pin him. Or start beating the shit out of him with a cane or something. With a kendo stick.
Yeah, I mean, I can guarantee you that most of that stuff that's hanging up over that ring tomorrow night is still going to be up there by the end of the match.
Yeah.
They're probably going to grab one or two items.
Because it's PG. And you have to be safe. I'm going Dean Ambrose because this is his match. He lost last month. I think Ambrose is going to win, tie it up. And then next pay-per-view.
Yeah, then Jericho's done soon anyway, so Ambrose wins.
You stupid idiot!
Even more interesting would be, how would you, if you could take any wrestlers in the history of the world in wrestling, use the New Day's time machine, bring them back, who would you book for an Asylum match? What would be a good pay-per-view Asylum match?
Mick Foley, for sure. Mm-hmm. Let's see. When they were in their prime, right?
At any time. I mean, a lot of people like Mick Foley and Terry Funk. Terry Funk was.
Yeah,
I don't think he was super hardcore.
No. Sabu.
I would like to see Sabu.
Or Sandman.
Sabu.
Maybe.
I would like
anyone from the New Jack.
New Jack. New Jack. Let's book it. Triple threat. Look, we can make our own goddamn pay-per-views. We're gonna get New Jack, Sabu, and Mick Foley.
No, because we do it War Game style.
Holy shit.
Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, New Jack, Mick Foley, and nowadays Terry Funk.
God, wouldn't it be awesome to have the Elimination Chamber?
Oh, hardcore Elimination
and hang
Chamber.
stuff from the ceiling.
No, but you got to make it better than the one that actually happened.
And you know, like in between the
where
pods,
there's actually weapons everywhere.
In between the pods where they have the metal grates.
Yeah.
You could have flamethrowers in there. That's cycling through.
No. Instead of it cycling through,
that'd be a fucking intense match.
No, instead of it
that would be extreme.
No, instead of it cycling through, because you gotta be safer. You put the guy down. You lay the guy down, and you press a button, and it fucking goes up. Or you put barbed wire all over the floor, and then add the fire.
That'd be an insane match. That would be.
It wouldn't be an asylum match. It would be a death match.
You could put all the guys that Vince doesn't like Dolph Ziggler and Cesaro in there, and it could be a
Kalisto.
The winner is guaranteed to not have the rug pulled out from underneath them for a year.
No, Roman style. Winner gets freedom. Everybody else is fired.
You're all fired. Literally, I'm gonna burn you
to the ground. Okay, I'm going Ambrose.
I'm going Ambrose.
Okay, now finally.
That completely uninteresting match.
Finally.
But Ambrose.
The People's Champion, Roman Reigns, which nobody likes, versus the legitimate People's Champion, AJ Styles.
It's pretty interesting over the last couple of TV shows that they've made. AJ Styles is actually helping Roman Reigns turn face here. Or get the crowd on his side, anyway.
And it's not working, though.
I know, but he's got a hell of a lot more people cheering for him than he did last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because AJ Styles is putting him over, which is his job. I mean, that's your job of the other guy. Supposed to sell. Roman's supposed to sell AJ as a bad guy. AJ's supposed to sell Roman as a good guy. But
everybody loves
a lot
AJ.
of for AJ Styles.
The
Booty Club.
If anyone's gonna boo AJ, it's gonna be just kids. The club. Because Styles is for the real fans. Last pay-per-view, we saw, actually surprisingly, I'll give it to Roman. He actually wrestled and did a good job. But Styles won twice. Roman won the actual one. I think Club's gonna come in. Usos are going to come in. You know that for a fact. This is going to go either way. There's going to be one of two surprise. Either someone's getting called up or someone's returning in this main event. After the match, I think something's going to happen. If Styles wins, I think Balor's going to come out.
I don't even know.
If Roman wins, I think Seth Rollins is going to return to go after Roman for the title he never lost.
SummerSlam, Roman Reigns versus
Money in the Bank. Because that's the next pay-per-view, I think.
John Cena will win Money in the Bank, and then he'll cash in at
on Seth Rollins. Yep. And he'll be the 16-time world champion that nobody wants to happen. Woo!
I think the game plan might have been to bring Balor up to the main roster. As leading the club, but for some reason they didn't pull the trigger on it because they're booking Finn Balor versus Samoan Joe at TakeOver.
But they're building it as the last time, so
in a steel cage match. So and
first NXT steel cage, So what I think's gonna happen for that real quick is that
Sorry, Buff, you're on Not the Stuff.
What I think's gonna happen is
Goldberg will take your spot. He takes everybody's spot. Right to the front, Goldberg. Right to the front. Who cares if you got cat talent or not? Come on, get out of the way. Goldberg's here. I'll go crash through the wall.
But yeah, because with NXT, I think it's gonna be good, but I think because they're building that match as the last time, I think they're gonna do. Balor loses, then he's going to come up to the main roster. That's what I think. That's basically how they did with Sami Zayn. So,
yeah, but I don't think he'll have anything to do with the club or that angle or anything.
Which will piss people.
It would have
off.
been cool. I think it would have been cool to have everybody think AJ Styles was the leader of the club, and then have.
It can still happen.
I know it could still happen, but it's
SummerSlam.
It's disjointed now.
SummerSlam.
Well, no, AJ Styles has already pretty much just aligned himself with the club, so it's disjointed if you do it now. Like if they did it at the last pay-per-view and Roman Reigns wins because Balor comes back as the leader of the club and screws AJ Styles over, then it makes sense, and then you can book AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, and those matches
this
would be
pay-per-view.
pretty fucking awesome. You know what I mean? But if you do it now, it's disjointed. And it doesn't make sense that they would have stripped him of the title in a house show where nobody could have seen it other than the people there if you weren't going to make that decision. But I don't know. Maybe they decided not to do it.
Maybe because Vince thinks, oh, we're going to
Vince
still
is like
do
this. That's a great idea. We're not doing it.
Let's do an incest storyline instead.
We're doing my ideas.
Yeah. A lot of people had to tell Vince McMahon to know about some of his ideas because, like, it was rumored, like, some of his ideas were, like, to have an incest storyline.
This is my brand.
And everybody immediately turned Vince down because that was way too much and that was really bad because they were going to say some stupid, like, he impregnated Stephanie.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then they were going to reveal that Triple H is the father. They were going to do something like that, and that's really stupid. But for some reason, that's, yeah. But anyway.
Whenever the ratings are in the toilet, the McMahons show their face on TV.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Okay. I'm going Roman again, sadly.
Yeah, Roman Reigns holds on to it again. Like you said, they got to build for Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
And then Rollins is going to win the title.
But then again, where's AJ Styles fit in this whole thing? And maybe it is with.
Balor. Oh, that would be an amazing match, I think. Rollins, Styles, Balor, triple threat.
Well, they could do that. I mean, you could still probably save it by saying like maybe the club costs AJ this championship opportunity this time.
AJ gets pissed.
Then he gets pissed off at the club. And
No,
pushes him away,
I got it. No, I got it.
Then they come back with Balor.
No. What happens is he gets pissed off at the club. They're like, oh, okay. And then they build it. And then when Balor comes, the club turns on Styles. And Balor goes, I was telling them the whole time what to do.
Oh, it'd be cool if they had set a match of AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. And then the club turns on that match. So you could do it anyway, but I think that's probably
the best idea.
Well, because AJ Styles' body size and Finn Balor, I mean, they'd have a pretty good match.
Oh, yeah.
Similar.
Remember, on Raw, Styles actually got Roman up for the Styles Clash. So that contradicted what we said last month of how, or the month before when we did Mania, about how he can only pick up people like Jericho.
Well, it was amazing that he was able to.
It was on a chair, too.
He struggled like a motherfucker. I think he might have shit himself.
Yeah, that's possible. That's why it wears black. Can't see it.
Were they supposed to do a cruiserweight division in the
Yeah, they're going to be.
God damn it. What a dumb idea.
Yeah, they already did that.
Yeah, it didn't work. Light heavyweight championship.
Then the Cruiserweight Championship in
Cruiserweight.
2003.
Yeah, because he couldn't get his Cruiserweight Championship off the ground, the light heavyweight title. So when he bought WCW, there we go. And now I have a Cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
And a Cruiserweight division.
Let's see. Let's go over Cruiserweight Champions real quick. Let's see. All there was is like Matt Hardy, Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy, Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy,
Christian
Rey
was
Mysterio,
there.
Matt Hardy, Rey Mysterio. That's it. It was always Matt Hardy, Rey Mysterio.
I think that...
or possibly Paul London and Shannon Moore. Who gives a shit?
Well, the problem is all these TNA guys that Triple H is signing up.
It's screwing over TNA massively.
Well, they are, but...
They don't know what to do with them.
What a great concept on 2 points. Number one is, they're all cruiserweights, all these guys.
Yeah.
They're all cruiserweights. They're all tiny little guys. That's why Vince never wanted them in the first place. And the reason why he didn't respect TNA is because they're all just those little guys.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that...
It's funny if you think about it.
I think it's great that that Triple H is, rebuilding the brand with NXT, and he's using the fucking talent from TNA.
This is what I think's funny, is TNA now thinks for an idea of nothing but the big jack guys like Vince. They're TNA's having the Vince McMahon mentality, and what is it doing? It's now driving the company into the ground. So Triple H has the right idea here.
Well, I mean, the cruiserweights is where it's at, really. And I really hate the name cruiserweights, I think.
Because it's segregating them.
Well, yeah, it's like saying you're never going to be a world champion. You know what I mean? You're never going to get to be the guy that runs the company because
and that's what Daniel Bryan
and
that's what Daniel Bryan and CM Punk were fighting against.
Right, yeah, because wrestling or sports entertaining, whatever the hell you call it, is about the performance in the ring. And guys like CM Punk who aren't jacked as big as John Cena, and guys like Daniel Bryan who aren't as big as Hulk Hogan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're still able to win over the crowd, and they're still able to be the front runner. Because realistically, in the business, I think that when you're given the title, it's more or less, you're the guy, the top drawer. So they're going to give you the belt because you're the one that's really bringing in the most people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, it shouldn't always be the guy who's bigger than the other guys. I mean,
it should be by who can outsail Cena.
It's whoever the crowd wants to see.
If you think about it,
I don't care.
CM Punk outsold Cena in 2011. Daniel Bryan in 2014 outsold Cena.
I don't.
So
yeah. I mean, if you got.
That means you got the people on your side.
Even if you had a fucking Kalisto, if Kalisto had, won over the crowd and he was top drawer, you know what I mean? He should still be on the mountaintop. But to be able to say, oh, you can't because you're never going to get outside a cruiserweight division, it's kind of stupid.
Bullshit.
Well, yeah, because and I totally get it. Like, it was a lot of work for AJ to put Roman Reigns in the Styles Clash, and it took a long time before they actually let him really pull the move off. So, but there's going to be a lot of moves that AJ Styles does phenomenally that he's not going to be able to do with guys like John Cena, Roman Reigns, and that kind of stuff. But
I think though for a spot
pigeonholing people into
a spot in this match, I think what they're going to do is they're going to do that forearm thing again where they landed Roman through the table.
Well, I like that.
That was very violent, though.
I like that springboard forearm that AJ Styles has because it's you're coming off the rope, you're coming from 10 feet in the air. And you're coming down with the full weight of your body into the forearm. So, you could knock a guy like John Cena out with a move like that. So now you kind of bring a cruiserweight up to, the heavyweight division. But, a lot of these moves these guys do, they're going to have to think outside the box. But I don't think putting them in their own division and saying, you guys belong over here, this side's for the big boys. That's not going to work. Because a lot of these younger guys coming up, AJ Styles, Eric Young, Austin Aries, a lot of these guys, even Finn Balor and even Enzo, I mean, they're all what people want to see and the people that people want to pay to see, just like a CM Punk and a Daniel Bryan. They're not
But they're not giving it to us.
Yeah, they're not the big guys. They're not going to be the guys that Vince is going to be in the bathroom wanking it off to. You know what I mean? He's not going to be like, oh, I like the big guys. I like those little fucking guys. So, they're not going to move far in the company.
It's because they're weak.
Well, even Dolph Ziggler. I mean, he's not technically.
He got like 2 pushes. He got 2 pushes for the world title. And what happened? Immediately they took it away from him. So, Ziggler's gone to shit.
The problem is Roman Reigns is just, he's cut from the mold of what Vince wants. He wants that 6'5", 275-pound super athlete to be running the fucking company and being the forefront for that. But, it's changing. The trend is changing with these wrestlers. And that's, I think, what TNA brought to the table that WWE couldn't pull off, which was they had looked at those guys that were just, average guys, not superhuman fucking superstars.
So that way
like
it makes
Hulk
sense
Hogan,
that anyone can do
people. Well, they're people. I mean, fucking CM Punk, he wasn't, bench pressing 700, 800 pounds or deadlifting fucking 500 pounds and
or taking the roids
fucking
either.
Veins popping and screaming and yelling at the camera.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Going back to Goldberg.
Yeah. So a guy like Goldberg, if he wasn't, one of the reasons why Vince almost lost his company, if he was somebody that Vince had an opportunity to have on his roster in his prime, Vince would have pushed Goldberg right to the top, just like WCW did.
Yeah.
But it's those guys that are the ones that are the talented ones that people actually enjoy performing and watching that aren't getting the bright pushes because
Vince doesn't like them.
They don't fit the mold. And I think that's what TNA did that was great, was they had a lot of these younger guys that the WWE wouldn't touch because they're too small, and they gave them that platform. And I just think it's interesting now that they're actually
listening.
They're actually hiring these guys. Triple H is hiring these guys to be the future
and Vince
of the WWE.
And what happens when they make it to the main roster? Vince buries them. Because you got to remember, Vince is control of the main roster, Triple H is control of NXT.
What I love about what Triple H has done with like NXT and then the Performance Center is, you know, it's legitimizing the
WWE,
business.
yeah.
Well, it's legitimizing the business. You know, a lot of these guys are either taking too much drugs or taking too much steroids or drinking.
They're trying to treat it more or less like a sport.
Yeah, you lose a lot of the you know, the superstars from the past from like heart attacks and stuff like that, because you know a heart's a muscle and you're taking steroids, so
yeah,
I mean it deforms everything in your body. And then the life on the road, but to be able to bring these guys in and train them at a performance level and teach them the business, and then, you know, not really focus on those guys that are just kind of roided out.
The only problem I have with the Performance Center is they try to change everybody's wrestling style to be the way Vince wants it to be for their character. Like if Vince says, "Oh, you're gonna be like Justin Bieber or whatever," that means you got to wrestle like a pussy.
Well, no, I mean that's part of any business. Like you can work anywhere and people give you grunt work to do, and then, you know, 9 times out of 10 it's because they want to see if you have the capability to do it. When they said they had an interview with the Hart Foundation, they gave them a gimmick where they're supposed to be cowboys or some stupid shit like that.
Huh.
And they went out and they did it. They worked the angle. That's what they were told to do, and they did their job. And they got over with the crowd, and then it developed to the Hart Foundation. So you have to be given a character. You have to be able to prove that you can make it work. And once you do that, then you're taken seriously. But
yeah,
I mean, I still think when you go the old school way of thinking that people go to their own wrestling school in their city, and then they start working locals wrestling matches, then work their way up into the company.
That's not happening anymore.
Well, I mean, I think it still is, but
yeah,
I definitely think that having some kind of place that people can go to learn the craft and move up into the company and make it to the main roster with the experience and the knowledge that they can pass on is a lot better than having, you know, the wrestlers living on the road and fucking getting themselves all beat to shit. So, and I think, you know, you're going to see a lot. Wrestling is going to change. It's going to be a lot more guys like CM Punk, the average kind of guy coming off the street who doesn't take steroids to be gigantic. You know, he can get over with the crowd just as easy. And, you know, a lot of the little guys, they have they do some really crazy fucking shit that big guys just can't do.
Did you see what TNA did? They partnered with AAA Wrestling.
What did they?
Which is the whole Lucha.
And
Ray works for them as like their Ray's like their Rey Mysterio's.
He's their leading killer. Whenever somebody
same thing with Lucha.
They say, "Hey, we can't get this guy out of his contract." Drop kick him into the ropes. What a dumb reason to get in trouble in Mexico. I'll tell you what. It's like, oh, bring him up on charges of murder. What the? They both entered that match knowing something could go wrong.
And they signed a waiver.
Yeah, fucking A, man. I go to see my dentist, and he says, if I crack one of your teeth,
it's not my fault.
Not my fault. Makes you sign the paper. So if Rey Mysterio drop kicks you and you break your neck and die, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have been standing a little bit better or learn to fall.
All right, so I'm going Roman.
Yeah, we kind of got off track there a little bit.
Yeah, a lot off track.
Ranting and raving.
So but this is just like the WrestleMania one where we ranted about the Hall of Fame. So
Roman Reigns wins again. AJ Styles gets screwed out of it because he's not big enough to be. Vince will put him in the main event to draw some hype.
Money.
The AJ Styles only reason he's working against Roman Reigns right now is to try to get Roman over. And it works for both because they can get the club over as the new heel organization. You can get Roman to get people to start liking them. But
new NWO basically.
woo.
All right.
But
so
yeah, Roman Reigns wins it all.
Roman Reigns is gonna win.
AJ Styles takes the fall.
All right, so that's gonna be it for our Extreme Rules, or what is it? Stipulation rules match.
Stipulation rule match, because that's all it is. No
Stipulation rule
disqualification. Extreme Rules match, tag team match, submission match, singles match, fatal four-way match, asylum match, tornado tag match. Nothing on this card is extreme.
Maybe the singles match, and that's it.
Yeah, singles match. The loser gets raped. That's extreme. An extreme raping. See ya.